Here we go, Celtic fan. I've got three massive stories shaking paradise right now, and trust me, the last one changes everything. Martin O'Neill has just dropped a brutal truth bomb. Nygren has stepped up when it mattered most, and CalMac has said something that should send chills down every hoop's spine. Stay with me right to the end. We bring you daily news to keep you right up to date with the mighty Celtic. Hit subscribe and join in. Sitting in that Falkirk stand, you could feel the nerves crackling through the air like a dodgy plug in Sucky Hall, and even though Celtic walked away with the 3 points, Martin O'Neill was not having any of the sugar-coated nonsense. 1-0 clean sheet, job done, but he looked at that performance and basically said it was empty inside like a pub with no beer, and he was right. Benjamin Nygren popped up with a tidy first-half header, and that was all we needed on the scoreboard. But on the pitch, it was scrappy, hesitant, and way below what a proper Celtic side should be showing. What made it even more obvious was the contrast to the weekend. Against Dundee United, the football was sharp, fast, confident. In Falkirk, it was like someone had pulled the handbrake on. O'Neill said the team were second best in the first half, and honestly, he was being kind. We gave the ball away in stupid areas. We let Falkirk believe, and if it was not for Casper pulling off an outrageous save with his old man watching on, we could have been chasing the game. That moment alone probably saved the night. Big keepers do that. They keep you in it when your outfield players are mucking about. Still, 2 clean sheets in a row under O'Neill already says more than the entire Wilfried Nancy era, where defending was basically a suggestion rather than a rule. You can see the old gaffer demanding effort, shape, and a bit of backbone. And even when the football is ugly, the points keep coming. And right now, being 6 points behind Hearts, ugly wins are better than pretty excuses. Now, the road gets spicy. A trip to Auchinleck Talbot in the Scottish Cup is the kind of game where dreams are crushed and heroes are born. Then it is straight into Europe, away in Bologna, who have not won in a month, before Utrecht rock up at Parkhead. And right in the middle of all that, you have Hearts at Tynecastle, a place that loves nothing more than trying to ruin a Celtic season. Typical, really. So here is the big question for every Celtic fan watching this. Would you rather see O'Neill grind out these gritty, no-nonsense wins to stay alive in the title race, or do you think this squad has to start playing proper attacking football right now, even if it risks dropping points and handing the advantage to Hearts, and, even worse, giving those Rangers across the city something to laugh about? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's giant loldy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. That corner from Arne Engels dropped into the box like a gift from the football gods, and Benjamin Nygren was the one sharp enough to grab it. One quick glance, one calm nod of the head, and suddenly Celtic were in front at Falkirk, taking his season tally to 12 and saving everyone from a very long and very moody bus ride home. Scott Bain, standing there in Falkirk colours, could only watch it bounce past him, and you could almost feel Parkhead smiling at that little twist of fate. Now, let's be honest, this was nothing like the swagger we saw against Dundee United. That night, Nygren was floating about, clipping goals in for fun. In Falkirk, it was trench warfare. John McGlynn had his team scrapping for every blade of grass, and for long spells, they looked more comfortable than we did. Even Nygren admitted they were the better side in the first half, and he is not wrong. We struggled to create much, apart from another couple of wicked deliveries from Engels, including that one that Dyson nearly buried with a header. Bain had to make one proper save, but it showed how thin our attacking threat was once open play dried up. Still, this is the kind of game Celtic used to throw away, the kind that would leave you shaking your head, muttering about drop points and soft goals. Under Martin O'Neill, though, this team is starting to show a bit of steel. We rode our luck. We upped the intensity after the break, and we saw it out. That is what champions do, even when the football is not pretty. Nygren himself said it best. He was not thrilled with the performance, but he was buzzing to have helped the team get over the line. And you can see it in him now, that hunger to be the one making the difference. 12 goals this season is no fluke. It is a forward who wants the responsibility, with Auchinleck Talbot coming up next in the cup. O'Neill has a bit of breathing space to keep shaping this squad, especially in attack where we all know reinforcements are needed. So here is the question that will get every Celtic fan arguing in the comments. Is Benjamin Nygren proving he should be trusted as the main goal threat for the rest of the season? Or does this gritty, ugly win just scream that Celtic still need a proper striker to lead the line? If we are serious about trophies, hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's guy it. Loudy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. CalMac, walking off that Falkirk pitch, said more with his body language than a whole hour of press chat. Head up, chest out, and that familiar look of control back in his eyes. Under Martin O'Neill, Celtic suddenly looked like a team that remembers who it is again, and CalMac is right in the middle of it, pulling every string like a proper midfield general. You could see the relief in him after the mess of the Nancy weeks when he was left chasing shadows in that odd back three system, exposed and frustrated. Now he is back where he belongs, sitting deep, dictating the rhythm and letting the two more advanced midfielders do their running while he runs the show. That night at Falkirk was not pretty, and CalMac did not try to pretend it was. Astro pitch, cold weather, a fired-up home side. It had all the ingredients of a classic banana skin, and we have slipped on plenty of those in recent years. But this time Celtic dug in, kept another clean sheet, and got out of there with a 1-0 win, which sometimes feels even sweeter than a 4-0 stroll. CalMac called it what it was, a massive win after a brutal few weeks, proof that the mentality is back. That is the line that should make every Celtic fan sit up and listen. He also made it clear how much O'Neill's presence has changed the mood. This is a manager who knows how to get a bounce out of players, and you can see it already. Training ground energy is back, confidence is back, and in the last 20 minutes at Falkirk, you saw players throwing themselves into tackles, sprinting into shape, doing the ugly work that wins leagues. That is not something you fake, that comes from belief. CalMac himself has had a strange season, scoring in defeats, then popping up with huge goals when O'Neill first came back, including that glorious extra-time strike against the Rangers lot, which never gets old. With Maloney and Fotheringham back around him, calling him the maestro again, do not be surprised if he has a few more big moments left before this season is done. So, here is the question for the Celtic fan watching this. Is CalMac's return to his proper role under O'Neill the real reason this team is suddenly looking solid again? Or are we just riding a short-term bounce that will fade the moment the pressure really cranks up? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's jai it. Loudy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts.